You will never have a world where you buy cars directly from the manufacturer. There might be a few outliers, but this will never be the majority, and I'm gonna tell you why that's a good thing. If you guys don't know who I am, my name's Tommy. I've been in the car industry for most of my adult life. I've done sales, I've done finance, I've been a manager, I've done everything in between. Now I help people negotiate car deals, but enough about me. Let's talk about this comment. Unfortunately, dealerships are needed from the manufacturer, and it's a two-way street. Manufacturers will never pay the amount of money it needs to have an infrastructure for a happy customer base. If you don't believe me, let's look at the best example for somebody who's doing this exact thing, Tesla. Let's talk about Tesla's service issues right now. You don't have to look hard to find them. They're all over the place. People are having incredibly long waits, extremely expensive parts, and they're on the phone trying to get a hold of anybody but they can't because nobody's answering the phone at Tesla. It's such a huge issue that they are suing Tesla as we speak. You don't have to look hard to find Tesla service issues. There's quite a bit. You just look on Google, but people are having incredibly long waits, up to 6 months for certain people. They're just having Teslas that don't work. And if you really do have an issue, you might have to wait hours on the phone, if not weeks, to be able to get a hold of somebody, and you probably won't get a hold of them. And even if things were going well and you never had service issues, Tesla then controls the pricing. So you have things like in the last few years where pricing went incredibly high, so they upped their prices over $35,000 a car in order to meet market demands, and that came to the point where people were paying a $35,000 market adjustment. Imagine if you went to your local Subaru dealership and they had a $35,000 markup on their Outback, you would run screaming. But people didn't know that because Tesla didn't disclose it was a market. They just have one set price and you buy it or call it a day. And I think that's an important thing because when there was a market adjustment on an addendum, you could clearly see that you were overpaying by $30,000. You might have not understood that you didn't or did have to pay that, but you could clearly understand it. If I'm in the market for a Tesla and I haven't done any research and I just go to Tesla's website, I have no idea if I'm overpaying or not. I recently actually had somebody message me on Instagram for this exact reason. They overpaid on some Teslas and they had no idea that they were overpaying, and now they have a whole bunch of slew of issues that are going along with that. I don't need to go into all those details, but they had no idea they overpaid. Now they're extremely upside down on a car that wasn't worth nearly as much as they thought. Service shops are also extremely expensive to run. If you don't believe me, just think about it. When was the last time you saw a service department that was just for service that could serve hundreds of cars, or let's just say 30 to 40 cars at the same time, and that didn't have a brand name on it? I'll let you think for a minute because they're very few and in between, if ever. I don't have any in my local area, or I can't even think of any in Orlando either. There's no people that are just dedicated to service. Yes, there's the small mom and pop shops. There might even be a place that could do 10 cars at the same time, but nothing meets the quality of what you're getting at a dealer. That's because dealerships are paying for that and they have to keep the name on the building. And that's why I love the way I negotiate. When I negotiate over the phone and do everything online, there is the level of stress that gets reduced. People don't like buying a car because negotiating is difficult and dealerships play 1,000 different tricks. Again, they're trying to get the best possible deal. But in reality, if you know how to negotiate and you do everything online, so many of the tricks get eliminated and it becomes a lot less stressful of a situation, and you can still get yourself a heck of a deal. I understand dealerships there's definitely bad apples out there, but there's also good apples. I try to be as positive as I can. That's how I live my entire life. I try not to be negative or think of why is everything so woe is me. But realistically, dealerships are just trying to do what's best, which is make a profit. And as consumers, we need to do what's best and negotiate to get the best deal for us. And that's what I teach here on this channel. So if you want more content like this, I want you to like, follow, subscribe for more. Have a great day.